All right, welcome everyone. This is the Team in Offices webinar for basically pre-sales using our IDX Broker Platinum platform. My name is Jeff. I am in the sales department here. I have been here for about 1.5 years now. And I just want to let you guys know that this webinar is recorded. So if you do happen to leave during the webinar, that we will be posting it up on our YouTube channel. Which can be found by going directly to our main website. If you go to idxbroker.com, and if you scroll all the way down to the very bottom of the screen, you'll see the YouTube icon. When clicking on that, it will bring you directly to our IDX Broker page. This webinar is going to be intended for users that are new to our services, as well as some of our IDX Broker original clients that's looking to switch over to Platinum. For those of you that are not familiar with IDX Broker and how our office accounts work, our solution is going to recognize agent ID numbers. What's going to happen is on an office account, if you have 6 agents, it would be considered a 3 to 10 office account. Each agent, their ID numbers would be put into our control panel. When doing that, it's going to allow for all those agents' listings to be shown as featured listings on the website. In a sense, it's going to give more exposure to anybody that's in the office. Once a client goes to a results page, it will then display featured results prior to the rest of the MLS results. Just a quick overview for those that are looking to migrate over to Platinum. Some of the things to consider is it can take sometimes up to 2 weeks. It just depends on how many are in the queue for the migration process. Oftentimes it can take just 3 up to 6 days to get the process finalized. Some of the stuff that does come over is the global wrapper, saved links, subheaders, custom city, county, and zip code lists. All leads and leads saved searches will come over. Billing information and the history. Contact details and company information, as well as all users and offices. Things that are not going to get migrated over is going to be the individual page wrappers, widgets, custom CSS, control panel settings that do not function the same way as our Platinum. Now keep in mind that Platinum is an entirely new platform that we had to build, as well as traffic stats. Those will not come over. If you have any questions during the migration process, you can always contact our support team. They can be reached at help@idxbroker.com or by our 800 number, which is 800-421-9668. We oftentimes have questions, what is the differences between teams and offices? As I mentioned earlier, our system is going to recognize agent ID numbers. Team accounts with our solution is going to recognize 2 agents. And then the office plans, first tier is going to start from 3 up to 10 agents. And then the next tier after that would be 11 up to 50 agents. From there on, it's going to go in increments of 50 agents. When you sign up with IDX Broker, each agent would have access to their own control panel, so they'd have their own login. Each agent would have their own roster page. If you have multiple offices that are being displayed on one website, you can have individual office pages. Each agent will have their listings be displayed as featured listings. And then you have the option for all the different agents that you have. You can put them as featured agent so that they can be displayed in a widget on the front page somewhere. Typically it's in the sidebar where each time the page is refreshed, it will switch over to a new user or a new agent. To get started, I have a couple of websites to point out that's using our office solution. This one here is benchmarkrealtyn.com. As you'll see here, they have integrated our map search on the front page. And then they've got the benchmark realty properties. So these are all featured properties that they have with someone in their office and displaying them on their front page with a showcase widget. When you hover over their team, this company here is going to have offices available. Here they have embedded their own map, and then they have links to their own offices. Looks like they have 5 different offices. When clicking on one of them, you'll see that it is going to be on a IDX page as well as their individual roster pages. And this will come up for everybody that's within this office here. Once you get in here, you can actually go into their individual roster page where their featured listings are going to be automatically pulled in. As I said before, it's going to recognize agent ID number, so it's going to recognize that person directly. Excellent. So moving on, we do have a few options once it comes into our lead management. Now, you do have your typical traffic stats in here. You can see leads that have signed up, and then you'll have the option to distribute out the leads depending on how they come in. You can have certain agents assigned to certain areas. You can have agents assigned to certain price ranges if you choose, and then you can have the lead distribution sent out in many different ways. You can do a sequential list, round robin with those core fields like I mentioned with the price range certain areas. You'll also have the option to do turning off lead distribution. If you do that, the contact will come in directly to the primary on the account. At that point, the primary on the account would be able to assign agents from those leads. Once that agent is assigned, it will send an email update out to that agent notifying them that they have a new agent that has signed up, or a new client that has signed up. Within your leads, you can get in here and manage. As leads come in, you'll see if they've been verified. You can do a couple of different things where you can send that the client has to go in and verify who they are based off of an email notification where they just have to verify it. You can see here that's also unverified if they have not done that. You can see the last activity of those agents and also if they've ever received any email updates. These 2 tabs are going to be for the saved searches and the saved properties. You can tell with individual lead notes. So you can see here this agent, this particular person has 2 different IP addresses. One's going to be for a mobile device, and it looks like one's probably going to be for their desktop. You'll be able to keep track of the pages that they are looking at and also the referring URLs where they are coming from. You can see the property updates that have been emailed out to those clients, which will be a customized email from the agent or the realtor. Saved properties. You can see the properties that they have saved. If you would like to add properties to any individual agent, you can do so by doing Add, Edit, Save Properties. You will add that by inputting the MLS number on that. You could also do the same thing with saved searches. You can see once the clients have created a saved search, you can actually view the results that they have done. And then you can also see the results as of today's update on the last MLS update. When the lead comes in, if it has not, or if the lead distribution is not set up and the primary in the account wants to assign an agent, they'll just go to the Edit Lead down on the very bottom, and they can assign who that agent would go to. You'll be able to manage notes on the accounts for each individual client. The client will not see the notes, so this is pretty much for your own individual information. With the lead distribution, we go to Advanced. I'm sorry, this is for the registration, not the distribution. So we can set up global registration rules. With Platinum, you now have the option to do forcing or requesting registration at any time on any IDX page, whether it's a results page, search page, map page, details page. Each one of these will have their own category, and it'll let you know what these pages are applying to as well. So you can do request or forced. On a requested, you can do a certain amount of listings before they go view anymore. You can also set up at being reoccurring or non-reoccurring, and put, if you want to do like 10 requests before, or 10 listings before you request a registration. If they happen to register there, they won't have to do it again. This will not be brought up. If you do a forced registration and the client does not choose to sign up, it's going to kick them back out to the primary URL on that account. On that requested one, though, if you're doing reoccurring every 10, if that agent does, or the client hits the X to go out of it, it will allow them to keep browsing those listings, and then it's going to ask them again however many you have that set up. So you can do requested at 10, so every 10 results pages or search pages, details pages, it'll keep reoccurring until that client has signed up. You can also run simultaneously, forcing and requesting at the same time. So you can request it at 5, you can force it at 10, depending on how you'd like to do that. Whenever you make changes on it, click Save Changes. If you wanted to do a message, you can get in and customize it. This would be your default message. You can also get in and customize the message that your clients would see. So if you wanted to encourage them to do it, you can do that as well. You can add images. You do have the HTML tags as well, editor, so you can get in here and put that in any code that you'd like to do as well. You do have the option to do the thank you page. You can put in your own tracking cookie from your thank you page if you'd like, as well as you can put in your own header messages, or if you'd wanted to redirect them to somewhere else after the sign up, you can do that as well. Many offices, you'll have agents that have their own third-party CRM that they use. We do have automatic syndication already set up within our control panel to go to Top Producer and Tribus. There are others that are out there that you can do automatic syndication, so when any lead information comes in, it will send that information over to that CRM. It would just be a matter of setting up for them calling to our API key to grab that information. You can get in here and clean up any old leads. You can select basically after 120 days or 240 days, depending on how you want to do it, or you can just leave them all alone so that those would always be there. On the sign-up page, you do have the option of creating and adding new fields. Now, not all of these fields are going to go right directly into your information within our control panel about that client. If there's a field that you add that does not match to one of our information, it will add that in the notes section of the client. Here we have our contact routing. Here you can set up the core fields. You can do just round robin, or you can do core fields with round robin. This is where you can select for it to be certain price ranges, certain cities, anything like that, that would do a round robin within those core fields if you choose. You can rearrange and add to the round robin. So you can select one agent, drag it over, or you can add all over there as you do that. You can still take, drag, and rearrange these as much as you would like. Just make sure that you save changes once you have done so. If you have agents that are working in certain areas, you can create custom predefined saved links, and you can now assign agents to those specific pages. Inside these predefined search results, we go grab any one of these here. Say if you have an agent that's working around a certain area inside this field, you can do lead registration on that. You can force a request just on these individual pages. Or you can scroll down to the very bottom of these saved links, and you can assign agents to this specific page. That way, any lead that comes in off of the results page of this particular one, it will directly assign it to that agent. You do have the option to export your leads. You'll simply just click on Export Now. It will do it in a comma-separated value or an Excel sheet. Once you get into your agents pages, here you'll be able to manage all the different agents that you have inside of here. You can log in as a lead if you choose. You can simply click the pencil button to edit any of the agent information. The agents, you have the option of allowing the agent to be able to put in their own information for their bio, their own images, anything like that. That's just going to be set up in the control panel where you will modify and let them do that under their permissions. So you just click what you'd like for them to be able to do on their own. Once you do it, save changes and allow for that to happen. You can assign agents to certain offices or remove them. There it goes. We'll add an office to that one. Maybe I'll select it in over there. You can grab the photo URL and upload it into the Photos tab. You'll be able to choose which MLS that they are with. Now, here's an interesting one. This is a custom subheader using their agent ID number. Not too many people use this quite yet, which is, we're hoping to do this because it is very nice. What you can do is you can append the agent header ID. So for this particular agent, it's 27747. On the very end of the URL string, if you do question mark header ID equals 27747, just as it shows right down in here, if you load this up there, it will always display that custom header on any results and details pages. So if you take a look here, the custom subheader for this particular person is the AD Smith team, your source for Lane County real estate. If you take a look here, it is going to display it right here because that agent header ID. So no matter where you go when you do perform any searches now, that agent header ID is always going to be there. So when that client registers, it's going to display up at the very top of that custom subheader for any of those individual pages. It appears somebody has messed with our CSS here, so it's not loading very correctly on our results pages. I apologize for that. You can choose for the agents to be displaying on the roster page or also into the featured agent. If they have their own website, they can link it off here. For property updates, they can also put in custom subheaders and custom signatures. This is going to be, brand the emails that's going to be sent out to those clients so that they can see, or so they can brand it to them, and it would be a customized email from their specific email address. It will not be coming from the company or from the IDX or the MLS. You can also choose, if you have agents that do speak multiple languages, you can select which languages that they serve, and it will display that on the roster page as well. Just wanted to remind everybody once more that we are going to be recording this webinar. It will be posted to our YouTube channel for later on viewings. So with this is another Office account. You do not have to use IDX Broker roster pages or Office pages. This particular client has set up the roster pages using their own solution when you search for the agents. When you get in here, this is their own search method that they have put in here. They have created and linked it back to an IDX page. So this particular roster page, or this bio page right here, is an IDX page now. This is where you would append that agent header ID. So when somebody performs a search, then it would also always have that agent header ID in there on the top of that. Like I said before, it's automatically going to pull in any featured listing based off of the agent ID number. And on featured listings, it's also going to put the information and keep that information there. Now, one thing that we've discovered recently with WalkScore, many people really wish that Street View was still available. With WalkScore, they do actually offer Street View, which is a great new little feature that we've just discovered. So now we do have basically WalkScore available, just as long as you're using WalkScore out of it. All right, is there any questions on any other thing that we can set up or take a look at for you guys or answer? Let's see here. Cheryl, yes, we can set that call up after this if you'd like. Okay, do we have any other questions that we could do? The questions are not going to be verbally. They are going to be typed into the field that you just typed your question into. All right. Not getting... Okay, so got a question here. So it's possible to request leads register, but not require them. Yes, you can force or request the registration. Just depends on how aggressive you want to be at capturing that lead. Under the leads, under the lead registration preferences, inside the advanced tab, we'll go to global registration rules. And here you're going to have the option to force or request. This particular section is for search pages. If you scroll down, you'll see that we have the option for results pages or details pages as well. You can run each of them simultaneously. You can run them all at one time if you choose. It's going to automatically pull it up based off of what the preferences are selected at. Keep in mind that you can do custom messages if you do not want to do the one that comes by default. So what exactly does the search customization for agent look like with custom header ID? So on that custom subheader ID, when you go back into it, you can create whatever it's going to be on that custom subheader ID. I don't have a good example of it currently. It was not appearing to work very well because the wrapper has disappeared. When you go to the individual agent, we're going to go edit it and select subheader. like this particular one, all we did is put words in there. You can actually add images. You can add any HTML that you want. You can put an entire page or just a couple of things. Just depending on how you want that to do. What that's going to do is it's going to put that just that subheader. Anytime you go to any other page, that subheader is always going to be there from that agent. Got a question here about have a Platinum account and struggling with a little organic SEO. Do you have any suggestions? That's going to be kind of a case-by-case with that information. It just depends on how the account is set up. Please be sure that whenever we do ship accounts, we have no access to your guys' registrar. So to display it on a subdomain, it's got to be hosted on a subdomain that we have created, which is going to be redirected back to IDX Co or IDX Broker, just because we don't have access to your registrar. We highly suggest that you do create custom subdomains. When you create that, you're going to want to go into your own hosting, into your registrar, and create a CNAME record. That way, any content that is displayed on that subdomain is going to give all the SEO benefits to that primary URL. So all the details pages, all the agent pages, any types of searches, even the widgets now. When Googlebots crawl the website, they can even crawl the widgets that are inside there, or the script that's inside those widgets. Will I be talking about the maps later? That's typically not really an Office feature. We do have an account here that does have the map just embedded on their front page. That's going to be basically just a widget when you create that. If we go to Designs and Widgets, and let's just do Create. What we're going to want to do is create a map widget. This is going to allow for you to put it only on your front page when you embed it. Now, granted, you can have a predefined, or I'm sorry, you can have a map page that would link to your map search. So there's two different options when doing that. Pretty common nowadays is to put a search widget on the front page. My example site that I have actually embedded the quick search widget on the front page. This is a interactive map. I can drag it, move it around depending on how I want to do it. And it's got the map pin clustering. Once you click on that cluster, it will move in and narrow down all the listings within that area. You can then click on a details page. So click on a details. It'll pull up all the information as well. How about requesting after a third visit? Yes, you can select after 3 visits, after 6, 25, 100. You have as much control over that as you want, depending on how aggressive you want to be. You can request it after 3. You can force it after 5. You can, like I mentioned earlier, you can run all of them simultaneously. I've got a question here if you're able to put an image in there. I'm assuming that you're going to be asking in regards to the agent header ID. I do believe I did that on my demo account. Let's go just pull it up and take a look here. Can't remember if I did this or not. So basically, this is kind of like what it would look like. So you can put an image up there and the information about it and the information about yourself. This particular page, I don't have the header ID in there, but it's something that could be added, and it would always be there. Depending, and you can take and align the images and the data or the content that you want to display on there. You could always just put, if you're interested in purchasing your Nest House through me, you can have your contact information in there. You can put link URLs, just hyperlink off the text if you choose. You can hyperlink off of an image. Depending on what you want to do, you have the options to do that within that HTML editor. Is there an online training if I needed to show it to someone later? This is going to be recorded, posted out to our YouTube channel. We do have many other videos out there. We have our knowledge base articles. If you are able to do it by looking at text and images. If you do need help, though, definitely give us a call and we can see what we can do, walk you through as much of it as we can. We are trying to do these webinars about once a week now. We are vamping up our staff so that we're able to be more interactive and do more of these kinds of things. Finding our YouTube channel. If you go down to idxbroker.com, very bottom of the screen, you'll see the YouTube icon. Click on that. That will take you right directly to our YouTube channel. You also do have the knowledge base articles, which can be accessed right from our main website. Click on the Support tab. Click on Platinum. And then here's going to show you all the different options and articles that's available with utilizing our tools. Creating search pages, results pages. You can get in and customize it with CSS. Setting up all those different ones. Big one that people like to do is going to be, doing the widgets. You just type in widget. It'll pull up all the different searches available with using our widgets. All right. Looks like I got the majority of the questions covered that I can see in here. Just want to thank all of you for choosing IDX Broker. If you do have any more questions, you can always email me. I am at info, so INFO, at idxbroker.com. Be happy to answer any questions, or you can contact our sales department at the 800 number, which is 800-421-9668. You guys have a great day.